Rain slammed against the black-tinted car windows as Gia ran, her breath broken, her steps uneven from the weight of the 7-month belly pulling her forward. She didn't stop, not even when her lungs burned or when her legs threatened to give out. Behind her, the mansion lights flicked on, bright, violent, searching. "Find her!" A voice thundered from the gates. She didn't dare look back. If she looked back, she would freeze. If she froze, she would be dragged into the car waiting for her, into the arms of the man she married, into the life she never chose. She pressed a hand to her belly. "Please, just hold on," she whispered to the child inside her. The future she wasn't going to let the Mafia claim. A car engine roared somewhere behind her. She ducked into a drainage tunnel, shivering as cold water reached her ankles. She stayed still for several seconds, listening to the echo of footsteps pounding past the entrance. Her heart hammered. She wasn't safe, not yet, but she was free, at least for tonight. 3 hours later, she boarded a midnight bus with a fake ID, a cracked phone, and a tiny backpack. The city lights faded behind her. Soul disappeared into darkness. Gia didn't cry until the bus pulled onto the highway. Only then did her tears fall silently, her hand pressed to her belly, as if shielding the small life from the world chasing them. "I'll protect you," she whispered. "I won't let him own you. I won't." The bus rocked gently, almost soothing. Her gaze drifted to the window. The rain streaks blurred everything, but she still saw it. The silhouette of a man standing under a streetlight, face half-shadowed, coat soaked with rain. Watching. Seo Jun-hyuk, her husband. She squeezed her eyes shut. He couldn't have found her this fast. He couldn't. But the chill sliding down her spine told her the truth. He always found what belonged to him. 3 months passed before she let herself breathe again. A new city, a new name, a new routine. She scrubbed floors at an underground club, cleaned tables, mopped up spilled alcohol and broken glass. It wasn't glamorous, but the owner didn't ask questions and cash was better than bank transfers that could be traced. Some nights were rough. The smoke burned her eyes, the noise made her dizzy, and the baby kicked like he was trying to escape too. But she endured. She always endured. "Ji-min!" the bartender shouted one night, the fake name she went by. "You good?" She nodded, forcing a smile. "Just tired." "Your due date soon?" 2 months. "Need help when the time comes. Just say. My sister had her baby here in the bathroom. We cleaned it up quick. Nobody knew." Gia laughed weakly, but fear tightened in her chest. She needed money. Enough to deliver safely. Enough to disappear again if the Mafia sniffed her out. She worked harder. She kept her head low. And she prayed that Jun-hyuk had stopped, searching. But she should have known better. The night everything unraveled began with a whisper. A club girl leaned in close to a man in a leather jacket, giggling as she poured him a drink. Her voice floated across the bar. "I swear she looks like that Mafia bride who went missing. Same face, same eyes. I saw the wedding photos online." The man stiffened slightly. Gia froze mid-wipe. Their eyes met across the crowded room. His smile was small, knowing, dangerous. Her pulse spiked. Not again. She turned away instantly, but it was too late. She could feel it in her bones, the shift in the atmosphere, the sudden tension, the prickling awareness of being watched. She went to the back corridor, pretending to grab cleaning supplies, fighting panic as she braced against the wall. "Please, not now," she whispered. But her luck had already run out. The club lights suddenly cut off, every bulb dying at once with an electric snap. The customers gasped, stumbling. Then the emergency lights flickered on, red, dim, eerie. Standing in the middle of the dance floor like a dark omen was him, Jun-hyuk, alive, real, solid, Her husband, her captor, the man she escaped. His cold eyes locked onto her immediately, as if he had known her exact position the moment he entered. Jia's breath caught. No. 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 Her legs nearly gave out. Jun Hyuk began walking toward her, slow and deliberate, each step slicing through the stunned silence. Other men in dark suits fanned out behind him. His soldiers. The club bouncers instinctively tried to intervene. It was a mistake. One of Jun Hyuk's men pinned the first bouncer to a table without blinking. Another twisted a wrist until a bone popped. Screams rose. But Jun Hyuk didn't look at them. His attention was only on her. Jia backed away until her spine hit the wall. Her palms grew cold. "Don't," she whispered to no one. He stopped right in front of her, close enough to touch, close enough to feel the heat radiating off him, close enough for her to smell his cologne, sharp, familiar, unwelcome. For a moment he didn't speak. He just looked at her swollen belly, his jaw tightening, something raw flickering in his eyes. Then his voice cut through the air like a blade. "Hate me when I'm inside you," he murmured, his tone low, dangerous, intimate. "But don't you ever run from me." Her knees trembled. The club was silent. Even the music had died. Jia swallowed hard. "Stay away from me, Jun Hyuk." He didn't move back. "I searched for you for 8 months. That's your problem. That's your baby. It's mine," she hissed. His eyes darkened. "And you think I'll let you raise my heir alone? It's not your right. It's mine. I won't let the Mafia take him." He leaned closer, his breath brushing her cheek. "I didn't come here to take a child. I came for you." She slapped him. The sound cracked through the club. Everyone froze. Jun Hyuk didn't flinch. Instead, he breathed out slowly, almost as if he'd expected it. "You're angry," he said softly. "Good. That means you're alive." She hated him, hated how calm he was, hated how his presence still made the air feel small around her. "You don't own me," she whispered. "I married you." He countered. "I ran. And I found you." Before she could respond, a gunshot boomed outside the club doors. People screamed, ducking. Jun Hyuk's expression shifted instantly, from obsession to lethal calculation. "They followed me," he muttered. "Who?" "The red serpents. They want the baby." Fear punched her chest. "We have to leave." He grabbed her hand. "I'm not losing you again," he said. She tried to yank away. "Let me go." He pulled her against him, his arms protective and bruising. "If I let you go, you die." A gunfire erupted outside, louder now. The club doors shook. Jun Hyuk looked down at her, eyes blazing. "I'm getting you out of here alive, whether you hate me or not." Gunfire blasted again, closer this time, rattling the club doors on their hinges. People scattered in every direction, some screaming, some crawling, some frozen with shock. Jia clutched her belly, her breathing shallow, her heart thundering erratically. Jun Hyuk didn't waste another second. He swept her off her feet as if she weighed nothing, holding her securely against his chest. She hit his shoulder with a weak fist. "Put me down. Not happening. You're hurting me. I'm saving you." 2 of his men appeared beside him like shadows. "Boss, East Alley is compromised," one said. "The serpents are surrounding the perimeter," the other added. "We need to move, now." Jun Hyuk's jaw flexed. "Protect her first. Kill anyone in our way." Jia stiffened. "No killing! There are innocent people here." Jun Hyuk didn't bother to answer. His focus shifted entirely to a side door leading to the manager's office. He kicked it open with one sharp movement and rushed inside, shutting the door behind them. The sudden quiet was jarring. Her breath shook. Her fingers gripped his coat. She hadn't touched him in months, yet his scent, dark, familiar, dragged up memories she'd worked so hard to bury. "Put me down," she whispered. He gently placed her on a worn leather couch, but his hands lingered on her arms, checking her for injuries. "Does anything hurt?" he asked. "Only you." His eyes flicked to her belly. "Is he okay?" "Stop calling him he." Her voice trembled. "He's not your heir. He's my child." A muscle in his jaw twitched. "He's ours." She looked away before tears betrayed her. She wouldn't cry. Not in front of him. Not now. The door shuddered violently as gunfire hit the hallway outside. Gia flinched. Jun-hyuk placed a hand on her cheek, forcing her to meet his gaze. "I won't let anything happen to you." "You already happened to me," she whispered. That was enough. Before he could respond, one of his men barged in. "Boss, they're breaking through the main entrance. We have 30 seconds. Jun-hyuk grabbed Jia's wrist, not roughly, but firmly enough to show there was no room for negotiation. "Stay close," he said. "No," she protested. "Let me escape on my own." "You won't make it 50 meters without getting shot or taken. You know what they do to pregnant women, Jia." She paled. "They cut the baby out," he finished coldly. She felt bile rise in her throat. "Let's go," he ordered. He kicked open a back storage door, ducking through stacks of crates. His men moved ahead, clearing the path. The building shook as another explosion rocked the front. Jia clung to him, fingers digging into his sleeve. Every step echoed her terror. As they reached the back exit, a man in a red bandana burst from behind a dumpster, aiming a gun directly at her. She screamed. Jun-hyuk spun, his body shielding hers as he fired a single shot. The man collapsed instantly. Jia's breath hitched. You killed him." "He aimed at you," Jun-hyuk snapped, his voice raw with fear. "Don't expect mercy from me when it comes to your life." Another wave of men charged from the alley entrance. "Get her in the car!" Jun-hyuk barked. His men rushed her into an armored black SUV. Jia slid inside, shaking, pressing a hand to her belly, as contractions tightened briefly. "Not now! Please, not now!" Jun-hyuk got into the back seat with her, slamming the door as bullets ricocheted off the vehicle. "Drive!" The SUV shot forward. Jia grabbed the seat as the car sped through narrow alleys. Her breathing grew uneven. Jun-hyuk immediately noticed. "What's wrong?" "You terrify me," she snapped. "I asked about your condition." She closed her eyes tightly. He's kicking too hard. Stress, fear. Maybe both. He placed a steadying hand over her belly. She tried to push him away, but the baby kicked again, hard, under his palm. Something in his expression cracked. "He remembers me," he whispered. "No," she spat. "He's reacting to danger." Jun-hyuk's voice went low. "Everything I've done tonight is to protect you. From dangers you brought into my life." His hand tightened slightly over her belly. "The night you ran, I stopped breathing. Do you know that?" She blinked at him. "What?" "I woke up and you were gone. Your clothes, your phone, your ring. Everything. Do you know what it feels like to search every morgue, every river, every abandoned building thinking you'll find the woman you married lying cold on a slab?" Her lips parted, stunned. "You didn't care about me. You cared about possession." "I cared," he hissed. "So much it ruined me." She shook her head. "You never said that." "I don't say things," he muttered. "I act. And your actions suffocated me." He fell silent. For the first time, he looked almost human. The SUV took a sharp turn, and Jia's breath hitched again. Her belly tightened violently. "Jun-hyuk?" she whispered. He snapped back to focus. "Talk to me." "I think Something's wrong. He immediately yelled to the driver. Nearest safe house, now. No, she whispered, clutching his sleeve. A hospital. He shook his head. Hospitals are crawling with their spies. I don't care. I do, he barked, gripping her shoulders. If they find you, they'll take the baby. They'll torture you. They'll use him to break me. She swallowed hard. My water hasn't broken, she muttered, trying to convince herself as much as him. It's just pressure. But deep down, fear gnawed. Just breathe, he whispered, brushing a strand of hair from her face. I've got you. Stop acting like you. Love you, he finished. Her heart froze. You don't, she muttered weakly. His voice dropped to a whisper. Then why did I cross 6 cities, burn 2 alliances, and risk war just to find you? She stared at him, shaken, breath trembling. Before she could respond, the SUV screeched to a halt. We're here, the driver announced. Junhyuk lifted her gently again. Put me down, she pleaded. Not happening. You're stubborn. You married me. And I regret. He stopped walking. His eyes were cold, hurt, angry, all at once. Don't finish that sentence, he warned quietly. She swallowed. He carried her inside a hidden safe house just as her stomach tightened again. Her breath shook. Junhyuk, something is really wrong. And for the first time that night, pure fear entered his eyes. Then I'll fix it, he whispered. He held her tighter. I'm not losing you again. Ever. The moment Junhyuk kicked the safe house door shut behind them, Jia felt the wave of pain ripple through her lower abdomen. She gasped, clutching onto his coat to steady herself. He reacted instantly, lowering her onto a long leather couch as if she were made of glass. Talk to me, he demanded, voice tense, eyes scanning her face. Where does it hurt? It's not sharp, she whispered, breathing through her teeth. Just tight, like everything is squeezing at once. He dropped to his knees beside her, fingers gripping the couch edge. That can't be early labor, right? Don't ask me, she said, heat burning behind her eyes. Ask yourself. You're the one who dragged a pregnant woman through gunfire and a high-speed chase. He flinched slightly. I didn't drag you. I rescued you. I didn't ask for it, she shot back. You didn't have to. The tension between them thickened, but another contraction cut through her body, making her cry out softly. Junhyuk moved closer, wiping her forehead quickly. What do you need? He asked. His voice had softened, but the panic underneath it was unmistakable. Space, she whispered. He froze. She looked away. Emotional space. I can't think when you hover. Junhyuk stood, jaw clenched tightly enough to crack teeth. I'll get the medic. She blinked. You have a medic here? I have everything prepared for you, he said, heading toward the hallway. Even when you ran, I kept preparing. Before she could process that, he was gone. Moments later, a young woman entered carrying a medical bag. Her eyes immediately widened when she saw Jia's swollen belly. I'm Dr. Rena, she said quickly. Boss told me you might be close. I'm not close, Jia muttered. It's too early. I'm not ready. It might just be false labor, the doctor assured her gently. Let me check. Jia nodded reluctantly. The examination was quick, but not without discomfort. Rena finally stepped back, relieved. You're okay. The baby's fine. Your body is stressed, not ready for birth yet. She smiled. You need rest, water, and no more running for a few days. Tell him that, Jia breathed. Rena's smile softened. He's been out of his mind looking for you. Jia's gaze sharpened. He told you that? You didn't see him, Rena said. He looked like a man with half his soul missing. Before Gia could reply, the medic packed her tools and left quietly. Moments later, Jun Hyuk reappeared, shutting the door behind him. Well? He asked. I'm fine, she muttered. False alarm. Relief washed over his face so strongly, it knocked the wind out of her. He approached slowly, as if afraid she might push him away. Let me help you sit up. I'm not helpless. He ignored her, sliding an arm behind her back and lifting her gently. She didn't fight this time. She was too tired. He sat beside her, silent. She stared straight ahead. Why are you looking at me like that? Because I want to understand you. Her laugh was empty. Too late. He exhaled through his nose, frustrated. You ran without telling me anything. You didn't even leave a note. What would I have written? She countered. Dear husband, I'm escaping the life you bound me to. Please don't kill anyone when you find out. His eyes darkened. I never bound you. That night, she whispered, voice breaking. After the wedding, you changed. His breath stilled. You were cold, silent. You looked at me like I was a contract you regretted signing. He blinked, stunned. That's not true. You said, you don't need my affection. You need my protection. He closed his eyes, exhaling sharply. I said that because I didn't know how to give the other thing. Well, you succeeded, she whispered. You didn't give anything. The weight of her words hit him like a punch. He stared down at his hands, knuckles white. I wasn't trying to hurt you, he murmured. Well, you did, she whispered. He didn't move, didn't breathe. Finally, he reached out and took her hand, gently, almost shyly. I'm sorry, he whispered. She froze. Jun Hyuk had never apologized for anything, not once. Her chest tightened painfully. Why now? She asked weakly. Because I thought you were dead, he said. His voice cracked on the last word. Every night, I thought I'd find your body somewhere, and I knew it would be my fault. Her throat tightened. Jun Hyuk, she whispered. He leaned closer, forehead brushing hers. I won't force you back into that mansion. I won't make you live like a caged bird. But you can't leave me again. Not like that. She swallowed, looking down at their joined hands. I was scared. Of me? Of everything. He lifted her chin with one finger. Then let me fix what scared you. You can't fix the Mafia? No. He agreed. But I can fix how I treat my wife. She inhaled sharply. Wife. The word felt different this time. He stood, offering his hand. Come. You need food. She let him help her stand. Her legs trembled, but he steadied her easily. The safe house kitchen was small but warm. Jun Hyuk guided her to a chair and warmed soup on the stove. He cooked. The Mafia king. Cooking. Gia watched, confused, exhausted, uneasy. Finally she spoke. Why didn't you just replace me? Forget me? He stopped stirring. Because I don't replace people I love. Her breath caught. You don't love me. He turned slowly, eyes fierce. Then explain why my heart stopped when I saw you in that club. She blinked, stunned. He stepped closer. Explain why I crossed 2 borders, why I burned alliances, why I walked into gunfire bare-chested just to get you out. Jun Hyuk. He placed a hand over her heart. Explain why this, he tapped softly, hurts only when it comes to you. Her lips parted. She couldn't speak. He handed her the bowl quietly. Eat. You need strength. She took a slow sip. The warmth eased the tension in her chest. He sat beside her. I don't deserve forgiveness, he said quietly. But I'll spend the rest of my life earning it. Silence fell between them, not cold or angry, but heavy with something new and terrifying, hope. They ate quietly. His eyes never left her. Not once. When she finished, he took the bowl, washed it, then knelt in front of her again. "Rest," he murmured. "I'm not tired. You're exhausted." She realized she was. Her eyelids felt heavy. He lifted her gently again and carried her to the guest room. As he tucked the blanket around her, she grabbed his wrist. "Jun Hyuk, will you stay?" He swallowed, clearly surprised. "If you want me to." "I don't want to be alone right now." He nodded and sat beside her bed. "Sleep," he whispered. But as her eyes drifted closed, she heard him murmur words he hadn't dared say aloud yet. "I found you, and I'm never letting you go again." Outside the safe house walls, engines growled in the distance, enemies closing in, war coming. But for a moment, inside that small room, the world was just the two of them. Minseo's hand trembled as she held the rim of the sink in the club's VIP restroom. Her breath shook out of her chest in sharp bursts. She had escaped raging gunfire, Taemin's men tearing through the hallways, and Sungho's impossible, soul-rattling confrontation. Now she just needed a second to breathe. But fate didn't believe in giving her that. The moment she lifted her head from the sink, the restroom door slammed open hard enough to rattle the mirror. Jinwoo rushed in first, eyes blazing. "There you are. Boss! I found her!" Before Minseo could react, Sungho shoved the door open with the force of a storm. His hair was disheveled, jaw set in fury, eyes burning straight into her like twin blades. "You really thought you could run from me twice in one night?" he growled, stepping inside and locking the door behind him. Her pulse jumped. She stepped back, pressing against the cold tiled wall. I needed space." "You lost your right to space the moment someone put their hands on you out there." "I handled it," she snapped, even though her legs were still shaking. "I don't need you to save me." He closed the distance in 3 strides, caging her between his arms. "Yes, you do." His voice wasn't loud. That made it worse. A quiet Sungho was a dangerous Sungho. "And you want me to," he whispered, eyes dropping to her stomach. "Especially now." Minseo's breath hitched. She could feel the fury rolling off him, but beneath it, something else. Something raw, terrified, possessive. He slowly reached his hand toward her belly, but stopped an inch away, fingers trembling. "You were going to tell me like this?" His voice cracked. "Through another man's hands on my wife? On my child?" She swallowed hard. "I didn't know how to face you." "You think I care how it happened?" he whispered, leaning forward until his forehead almost touched hers. "I care that you ran, that you left me in the dark." Her throat tightened. "You're dangerous, Sungho. I was trying to protect the baby." "From me?" His voice was a whisper of disbelief. She closed her eyes. He let out a long breath. When he spoke again, his voice was rough. "I would burn every man in that club alive before I ever hurt you." Minseo opened her eyes slowly, meeting his. The fury was still there, but now it was wrapped around something softer. Pain, fear, and something almost like devotion. He gently placed his palm on her stomach. Minseo gasped. His hand was warm, trembling, as if the baby was real to him for the first time. "I should kill you for running," he muttered, voice thick. "But, damn it, Minseo. I'm too relieved you're still alive." She didn't expect her eyes to sting this fast. "I didn't think you'd want... I want everything that's mine," he whispered, "including this child." The door burst open before Minseo could answer. Jinwoo was panting, bleeding from a cut on his arm. "Boss! Taemin's men are—" Gunshots erupted outside. Sung-ho reacted instantly, dragging Min-seo behind him as bullets tore into the walls. He shoved her into a storage closet, pushing her gently but firmly down behind a stack of towels. "Stay down. I'll come back." His voice was deadly calm. She grabbed his sleeve desperately. "Don't go out there. Please. Sung-ho, you're going to get— I'm your husband." He cut in. "Let me protect my family." Before she could protest, he slammed the closet door shut and locked it from the outside. Min-seo covered her ears as the corridor exploded into chaos. Gunshots, shouts, bodies hitting the ground. Every sound stabbed through her like knives. She curled into herself, tears burning down her cheeks. She didn't care about her pride anymore. She didn't care about the argument. She just needed him alive. After what felt like an eternity, the sounds slowed, faded, stopped, and then the lock clicked. The door swung open. Sung-ho stood there, sweat dripping, shirt torn, blood staining his arm and shoulder. But he was alive, breathing hard, eyes immediately scanning her face, her body, her stomach. Min-seo launched forward before she even thought, throwing herself into his chest. He caught her instantly, arms wrapping tight around her, breathing her in like she was air itself. "Thank God," she whispered into his shoulder. "Thank God you're okay." He held her face, forcing her eyes to meet his. "You are not running again. Do you understand me? Not from me. Not with my child inside you. Sung-ho." "If we fight together," he said fiercely. "If we run together. If we die, don't say that." She choked. He pressed their foreheads together. "Then live with me. Stay with me. Let me protect what's mine." Her heart thundered painfully. She didn't want to admit it, but she wanted him to protect her. She wanted him close. She wanted the baby safe. "I'll stay," she whispered, "but only if you promise you'll stop treating me like property." His lips curved, dark, soft, dangerous. "I'll treat you like my wife." "That's almost worse." He actually laughed, breathless. Then his expression shifted, turning hotter, darker. His hand slid to her stomach again, gentle but firm. "I meant what I said in that club," he murmured. "Hate me when I'm inside you. Hate me all you want." Her breath caught. "But don't ever leave me again." A shiver ran down her spine. "I won't," she whispered. "Not anymore." He kissed her. Not rough, not demanding, but deeply, slowly, like it was the first real kiss they'd ever shared. When they finally pulled apart, breathless, Sung-ho lifted her effortlessly. "We're going home." "Home?" she echoed softly. "Our home," he corrected. "Where my wife and my child belong." Min-seo looked at him, at the man who terrified her, protected her, chased her, refused to let her disappear. And for the first time, she didn't feel trapped. She felt claimed. As he carried her through the destroyed hallway, she held onto him tightly, feeling his heartbeat, feeling the warmth of his skin, feeling the reality of the life inside her. She didn't know what tomorrow would bring, but she knew this. She wasn't running anymore, and neither was he. Thank you for watching this story. If you enjoyed it, make sure you like, comment your favorite moment, and subscribe for more gripping Mafia romance stories.